Every single year, the average retired American spends somewhere between $1,200 and $1,800, not on groceries, not on gas, not on rent, just to keep a phone working. That's money straight out of your Social Security check month after month with no end in sight. But here's the part nobody talks about. The problem isn't just the money. It's that you're locked inside a system you didn't agree to and one that was never designed to let you walk away. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 things. First, exactly what you're actually paying for, because the number is bigger than you think. Second, what the Tesla Pi phone is rumored to change and whether any of it is real. And third, the risks you absolutely need to understand before you get excited, because if you misread this decision, it could cost you far more than your current phone bill ever did. Before we go any further, there is no official Pi phone for sale right now. No pre-order, no deposit, no legitimate website. If anyone asks you for money, that is a scam. We're going to talk about what's been reported, what's possible, and what's still just a rumor. That's it. No selling, no hype, just the truth. You're not owning your phone. You're paying to use it. Let's start with a number that doesn't feel real until you see it written down. The average American on a standard carrier plan, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, pays between $70 and $100 every single month just for service. That's before you account for the phone itself. A flagship iPhone or Samsung Galaxy runs $800 to $1,200 up front, or you're financing it over 24 to 36 months, which means you're paying interest on top of everything else. Then there's the insurance, $12 to $17 a month, that still requires a $99 to $199 deductible when something actually breaks. Screen repair? Add another $200 to $300. And every 2 to 3 years, the carrier starts pushing you toward the next upgrade before you're even done paying for the one in your hand. Add it all up, honestly. We're talking $1,200 to $1,800 every single year. Over 10 years, that's $12,000 to $18,000 gone. Not into a savings account, not into your grandkids' future, into the pockets of a system that was engineered from the very first contract you signed to make sure you never stop paying. Think about that number for a moment. $18,000. That's a year of rent for a lot of people. That's a car. That's medication for a decade. And for a man living on a fixed retirement income, that is not a small line item. That is a significant piece of your financial independence, quietly drained away every 30 days. Here's the insight that changes the way you look at this. You were never buying a phone. You were entering into a rental agreement with no exit clause. The device degrades, the software slows, the carrier upgrades the plan structure, and you pay more every single time with nowhere to go. The trap you can't exit. Now let's talk about why this keeps happening, because it's not an accident. Every 2 to 3 years, something breaks down. It's almost always the battery first. Your phone used to last all day. Then it lasts until 3 p.m., then noon. Then you're carrying a charging cable everywhere you go like it's a lifeline, because it is. And when you go to the Apple Store or the carrier store, they tell you the same thing. Repair costs nearly as much as a new device. Better to upgrade. So you upgrade, and the cycle starts over. But here's what most people don't realize. That battery degradation isn't just bad engineering. It's a feature of the business model. Lithium-ion batteries in current smartphones are rated for roughly 500 charge cycles before they drop below 80% capacity. If you charge your phone every day, that's less than 18 months of full performance. Then they start to fade. Then the operating system updates arrive, and suddenly your 2-year-old phone is running slower, the apps are lagging, and the experience is worse, even though nothing physically broke. Apple and Google know exactly what they're doing. Software updates are optimized for new hardware, not old. The result is a phone that works perfectly on day one and feels obsolete by year two. That feeling of obsolescence is manufactured, and it keeps you on the treadmill. Add in the carrier contract model, the hidden activation fees, the automatic plan renewals, the throttled data speeds disguised as fair use policies, and what you have is a system that was not designed to give you a great experience. It was designed to guarantee a recurring revenue stream. And you are that revenue. This is the trap. Not one bad decision, not one expensive repair. It's a loop. And it was built specifically so that men like you, men who value stability, who don't like change for the sake of change, who just want something that works, would keep paying without questioning whether there was another way.
A way out, the Pi phone.
So here's the question that's been circulating for the last year. What if there was another way? The Tesla Pi phone, as it's been described in leaked documents, patent filings, and supply chain reports, is rumored to be priced at $199. Not $199 per month, $199 total, one payment. And it's built around a concept that, if it holds up, breaks the entire model we just described. The core technology driving this is Starlink direct-to-cell. SpaceX has already launched over 6,000 satellites in low Earth orbit, and as of 2025, the Starlink network has achieved approved FCC spectrum access for direct handheld connectivity. What this means in plain English, a phone equipped with the right antenna could connect directly to those satellites. No carrier, no cell tower, no monthly plan required for basic connectivity. The Pi phone, according to industry sources, would be designed as the control hub for the entire Tesla ecosystem. Your car, your home energy system through Powerwall, your Starlink connection, all managed through one device. Tesla's business model doesn't depend on selling you a service plan. They make money on vehicles, energy storage, and infrastructure. The phone in this model is the front door, and at $199 they can afford to price it low because they're betting you'll spend on the ecosystem, not the device itself. Compare that to Apple, which made $72 billion from iPhone sales last year alone, plus billions more from iCloud, AppleCare, and app commissions. Apple needs you to pay. Tesla, in this model, needs you to stay. That's a fundamentally different incentive structure. And here's what that means for a man on a fixed income. If the rumored specs hold, you're looking at one upfront payment, no monthly service fee for basic coverage, a battery designed to last 5 to 7 years using chemistry derived from Tesla's EV battery technology, and a device built with the same durability philosophy as the vehicles that are rated for 300,000 to 500,000 miles. Not built to break, built to last. That's not just a cheaper phone. If this is real, it's a different relationship with technology entirely.
The risks nobody explains. Now I need to slow down because this is the part that actually matters. Everything I just described is based on leaked documents, patent filings, and supply chain analysis. Tesla has not officially confirmed the Pi phone. There is no launch date, no confirmed price, no verified product page. And if you take only one thing from this video, take this. Any website that's currently asking you to pre-order a Tesla Pi phone, pay a deposit, or provide your social security number is running a scam. Walk away, do not send money to anyone. Now let's talk about the real risks, because if the Pi phone does launch, the decision to buy it is not as simple as it's cheaper, so it's better. The first question nobody has answered cleanly yet, is Starlink actually free? The honest answer is, we don't know. There are 3 plausible scenarios based on how Tesla has structured other services. Scenario 1, a free basic tier with speed limits, roughly 5 megabits per second, enough for calls, texts, and email, but not streaming. Scenario 2, a limited data allowance, say 5 to 10 gigabytes per month, with additional usage at a cost. Scenario 3, full integration is only free if you own other Tesla products, a vehicle, a Powerwall. Any of these would still represent a significant cost reduction versus $80 to $100 per month for a carrier plan, but none of them is free forever, no strings attached. Be skeptical of anyone who tells you otherwise. The second problem is indoor performance. Satellite signals, even from a low Earth orbit constellation like Starlink, struggle with concrete walls, energy-efficient windows, and metal structures. If you live in a wood frame house near a window, you'll likely have solid coverage. If you're in a basement apartment, a high-rise, or a building with thick masonry walls, indoor satellite performance may be weak or inconsistent. The phone would automatically fall back to Wi-Fi when available, but in situations where you don't have a Wi-Fi network, in a hotel, a hospital room, a rural clinic, satellite signal quality becomes unpredictable. This is physics, not a design failure, and it's something you need to factor in before deciding this replaces your current carrier plan. Third, and this one matters more than people admit, the app ecosystem. XOS, the operating system rumored for the Pi phone, is not Android and not iOS. That means day one, the App Store will be thin. Your banking app might not be there. Your Medicare portal, your VA health system access, possibly your pharmacy app. Tesla would need aggressive partnerships with developers to make these available immediately. Microsoft launched Windows Phone with better resources than Tesla has in this space and failed because people couldn't get their apps. This is the single biggest operational risk for the Pi phone as a daily driver. And finally, first-generation risk. Tesla's Cybertruck was announced in 2019. It didn't reach volume delivery until late 2023. The first Model S had door handle failures. The first version of any Tesla product carries bugs, software issues, and support gaps that get ironed out over subsequent iterations. If the Pi phone launches, the day one experience will almost certainly not be the finished product. This is not a reason to dismiss it. It is a reason to be honest about the decision you'd be making.
Who this is really for? Let me be direct with you about something most tech channels won't say. This phone is not for everyone. And I think being clear about that is more useful to you than pretending it's a universal solution. The Pi phone, if it launches as described, is most relevant to three specific groups of people. The first group is men living primarily on Social Security or a fixed pension who are currently paying $70 or more per month for a carrier plan they don't fully use. If you're using your phone for calls, texts, emails, banking, and maybe video calls with family, you don't need a flagship smartphone and an unlimited data plan. You're paying for capacity you've never touched. The Pi phone's rumored model targets exactly this overpayment. The second group is men who are concerned about privacy and scam vulnerability. If you've received fake Medicare calls, if you've been targeted by impersonation scams, if you've watched a friend or neighbor lose money to phone fraud, and statistically, if you're over 60, you almost certainly know someone this has happened to, then a phone architecture built on on-device AI scam detection, hardware-level privacy switches, and a system that doesn't monetize your data represents a meaningful upgrade in protection, not just in cost. The third group is men in rural areas or regions with poor cell tower coverage. If you've driven through parts of Texas, Montana, Florida, or rural California and watched your signal disappear for 40 miles at a stretch, Starlink connectivity is not a novelty feature. It's a fundamental change in reliability that could make the difference in a breakdown, a medical event, or a weather emergency. Now, who this is not for? If your daily life depends on apps that aren't mainstream, specialized healthcare apps, niche financial tools, applications built on Google or Apple's proprietary infrastructure, if your entire family communicates on iMessage or FaceTime and switching means becoming the one person who gets left out of group conversations, if you value being able to walk into an Apple store and have someone solve your problem in 45 minutes, that support infrastructure simply doesn't exist for Tesla at the retail level yet.
Knowing which group you're in is the most important analytical step you can take right now. Don't make this decision based on the price tag alone.
The $18,000 reality. Let's come back to the number we started with because I want it to land differently now that you understand the context. $12,000 to $18,000. That is what the average American will spend on smartphone ownership over the next 10 years. Carrier plans, device upgrades, repairs, insurance, under the current system. That's not a projection. That's an extrapolation of what you are already spending right now carried forward. Now I want you to hold that number next to something real. $12,000 is roughly 6 months of rent in most American cities. It's 2 to 3 years of out-of-pocket prescription costs for a man managing 2 or 3 chronic conditions on Medicare. It's the difference between being able to help a grandchild with college and not being able to. It's a car. It's a medical emergency fund. It is not abstract. It is your life, denominated in dollars. The carrier system looks like a small monthly cost because it's structured that way deliberately. $80 per month doesn't feel like a decision. $18,000 does. The gap between those two feelings is the gap the industry has been exploiting for 20 years. If the Pi phone delivers even half of what the rumors suggest, a $199 device with significantly reduced monthly costs over a 5 to 7 year lifespan, the financial calculus is not close. The question isn't whether you can afford the Pi phone. The question is whether you can afford to keep doing what you're already doing.
It's about control. I want to close with something that has nothing to do with specs or price points. The smartphone industry made a choice 20 years ago. It decided that the best business model was not to sell you a great product and let you own it. It was to sell you a good enough product and rent it to you indefinitely. Everything that followed, the 2-year upgrade cycle, the carrier contract, the battery designed to fade, the software update that slows your old device, was downstream of that one decision. For a lot of men in their 60s, 70s, and 80s, that decision has had real consequences, not just financial ones. It's the frustration of a phone that worked fine 6 months ago and now stutters through basic tasks. It's the anxiety of a carrier bill that went up $15 and you don't know why. It's the feeling of being dependent on a system you don't understand and can't control, and the quiet, persistent sense that the system knows that and counts on it. The Tesla Pi phone, if it's real, is an answer to that decision. Not a perfect answer, not a risk-free answer, but an answer to the specific question of whether there's another model, one where you pay once, you own it, you don't owe anyone a monthly fee to access your own communication. The question I want to leave you with is not whether the Pi phone is better than the iPhone. That's not the right frame. The right question is, are you willing to keep paying for a system that you never fully agreed to join and were never given a real way to leave? That's a question worth sitting with, and that's a question only you can answer.
If this video gave you something to think about, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Not to convince them of anything, just to make sure they have the information before they sign their next carrier contract or buy their next device. Now here's what I need you to do right now. Drop a comment below and tell me, which of these 3 things concerns you most about your current phone situation? The monthly cost, the scam risk, or feeling locked into a system you can't control? I read every single comment, and your answer directly shapes what I cover next. If you're not subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell, because this is just the beginning of a series. Next week, we're going deep on Starlink, the real-world performance data, the indoor signal problem, and whether satellite connectivity can actually replace your carrier for the things that matter most to you: video calls with family, banking access, and emergency communication. You don't want to miss that one. And the week after that, we're doing a complete breakdown of the Tesla Model 2, the rumored $25,000 electric vehicle that could eliminate your gas and maintenance costs the same way the Pi phone is designed to eliminate your phone bill. Same philosophy, 4 wheels. This channel exists for one reason: to help you make decisions about technology without getting sold to, misled, or left behind. No hype, no deposits, no fake urgency. Just honest analysis of what's real, what's possible, and what you need to know before you decide. Stay skeptical, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one.